I'm waiting for the water to come back on so I can refill my storage tank. We got 6 hours on and 6 hours off of water normally, but right now it's off. And we're trying to conserve water so we can have a shower tonight, because we go out there biking and we get all hot and sweaty, and it sure feels good to get a shower at night. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is it really true what they say about the Philippines? Are you going to get scammed if you come here? Well, I can guarantee you 100%, yes, you will get scammed in the Philippines. But it's all a matter of degree. And most of the really bad stuff is going to happen in the first few months, or if you're really stupid, a year, the first year you've been here. Because you see, the problem is, you see all those videos and you think, wow, this would be great. It's so cheap. Everybody smiles. Family values, Catholic nation. And I mean, how can you go wrong, right? People marry for life here. For life, because it's such a solid thing. But a lot of that is an illusion, because it's really no different than in the U.S., I don't think, as far as divorce. They just call it separation. And many families can, they start another family after they're separated. They just can't get married. So it's no different. People are people. But you come here and you want to be happy. You want to smile back. You want to fit in. And people are making you feel like you're fitting in, like you're part of a family, a community. And that's the problem. That's the problem. It's not that you're stupid. You really have good intentions. And you want to think the best of people. But you're just not careful enough to make that work. Because I got scammed. Oh, let's see. Let me count the ways. Let's see. 27,000 to one person to help them get a job on the ship for the paperwork and all the expenses. 10,000 for another one for the same purpose, to work as an OFW, because I was familiar with cruise line, and I helped them all with their expenses. I helped with gas for the car to help run me around. Hey, that's great, right? But they always needed gas. They always needed gas, and it didn't matter if I had to go 4 kilometers. It was 500 pesos in the gas tank. I bought them a tire when the car started shimmying. What else did I buy? I bought something else for the car. I can't think of what that was. Anyway, I kind of lost track. That was in between. I guess I kind of lost track because I had a brand new license from the U.S. when I got here, but that disappeared in about a month and a half when I was going down the road on my e-bike. Just left the bank. Apparently somebody followed me from the bank. They ripped my bag out of the basket. I didn't have it bungeed down. See, you're not being careful. You're not being careful. You got to be careful. And that 20,000 pesos was gone with the wind on a rocket. I see that guy rocketing down. Went to the police. The police actually would have been more than willing, if they found him, probably just to take the guy out. I mean, that's the way they talked, It's going to be with extreme prejudice, But anyway, so we cruised through some pretty nasty squatter type areas with the police. Oh, of course, it's gone, It's just like silly to even waste your time. So anyway, I had to go through the whole licensing project here, even though I've driven a car like at that point, I don't know, 45 years or something. And I had to do the whole thing just like a beginner. I had to get that, student temporary. I passed the test, by the way, 100% when I got my license. And the license is easy to get. It's just the point you had to go through all this to get it. Just because somebody followed me from the bank and took my brand new license, because a U.S. license, you can just trade in like that. It's a snap. It's easy. You got a Philippine license. So what I'm really saying here is it's up to you. But I guarantee you, because you are a nice guy, I consider myself a nice guy. I took care of my wife with a brain tumor for years. Definitely, hey, I'm just saying, you're a nice person, right? You want to do good things and you want to fit in, and that's the whole problem. So you're not careful, but you learn. You really learn. There's also a lot of crying that goes on in the Philippines. You know, people need your help. They're desperate. They will bring their hospital bills. I don't know if they're, what's flying there? I don't know if they're hospital bills. I don't know whose hospital bills, but they'll bring hospital bills and they'll be waving a stack of hospital bills around to show you how much they need you and how loved you are. So you just got to get over it. Now, this whole thing about being responsible for your family, you really need to have some kind of understanding up front on what you're willing to do. Because if you don't, you're going to have nothing but problems. So if there's other kids from a previous marriage, like your Filipino, you 100%, you got to take care of those kids, you know? Because if your wife has kids, they're your kids, and you should. It's your moral responsibility to do that. Now, the whole family, that's up to you. That's up to you. But if you start, there will be no end, and the amounts will get bigger. So you really need to set limits on the whole thing. So that's what I got to say, really, is it's up to you, but you will get scammed. You will get scammed 100%. And the other thing, which I don't really consider it being outright scammed, but so many things here are substandard that it's almost like being scammed when you buy some things. Because you end up replacing things so many times. And you end up doing so much work on the house. You're always doing work on the house because something's busted and you can't believe it. Because you had the same thing in the U.S. 20 years when you left and it was in great condition, right? But here, everything just goes to hell in an unbelievable amount of time. And it's not just the humidity, the rust, the heat, bacon, everything. It's not just that. It's that almost nothing they sell will stand up to those things. So you're continuously replacing. And no matter how much you tell a contractor, I want this, I want that, unless you buy the product that you want, they will always cut corners and get something cheaper. It's just the way it is. I don't really call that being scammed. It's just what they do. It's just what they do. The money is such a big deal that they will always buy the cheapest thing. No matter what you want, they will buy the cheapest thing. So you have to buy it. You have to pick it out. You have to pay for it because otherwise you're not going to get the good stuff. It's always going to be junk. And most housing here is just the same way. These housing developments, all you can say is substandard in every way. In every way. Every door hinge rusts. Everything to do with plumbing is going to need replacing. And it's just like endless. But I don't really consider that being scammed. But it's just there's the scamming and then there's the actual just plain substandard. So here's what you're going to do. I know you're going to do it. You're going to get here the first few months. You're going to love it. That'll be your honeymoon period. And you'll have your nest egg. And you'll blow through some of it real fast. Real fast. Just because you're so happy to be here. And then you'll realize that not everybody that smiles is really that nice. It's up to you. There's a lot of nice people here. But because of the push and the drive to get more money, there's also a lot of scammers. And you, as a nice guy, have 100% possibility of getting scammed. So you just need to know that. Honestly, when I got here, I knew nothing about the Philippines. Absolutely nothing. Zero. You know, all those things, do your due diligence and all that stuff. Didn't do any of it. No due diligence. I didn't even hardly know what the Philippines was. I envisioned a place like, let's say a lower class Hawaii. I lived in Hawaii at one time, actually, for a number of years. It's not Hawaii. It's definitely not Hawaii, you know. But that's a video for a whole nother time, you know. You got the noise, you got the garbage everywhere, you got the traffic. Definitely not Hawaii. But what we're talking about here is don't be scammed too much. Just a little bit of scamming. That's okay. That won't take too much of your money. But just don't let it be huge, you know. So after 6 months, you should not be an idiot, and it should not happen to you. That's my advice. Now I'll go back to waiting for water to run into my storage tank.